Welcome to Bago Replay, the weekly show to bring you up to date with the latest news and reviews from BagoGames. First up this week, EA has revealed the hard news that more of their employees have been laid off, as the company continues to move towards new tech and mobile. In a post on their own site, they had this to say: "In recent weeks, EA has aligned all elements of its organizational structure behind priorities in new technologies and mobile. This has led to some difficult decisions to reduce the workforce in some locations. We are extremely grateful for the contributions made by each of our employees. Those that are leaving EA will be missed by their colleagues and friends. These are hard but essential changes as we focus on delivering great games and showing players around the world why to spend their time with us." Well, you know, you hear about this all the time now. EA have admittedly done maybe this 3 times now, but companies everywhere, gaming or not, are just laying people off because the economy's messed up. Next up, Insomniac Games has announced a new, currently in production Ratchet Clank movie, set to release in 2015. The studio has teamed up with Blockade Entertainment and Rainmaker Entertainment to bring the duo to the big screen. Insomniac is honored to play a hands-on role with the film's production, screenplay, character development, and animation consulting. Furthermore, our own Ratchet & Clank writer, TJ Fixman, who has written all the recent Ratchet & Clank games, is writing the script for the film as well, said community-led James Stevenson on the PlayStation blog. Now, I'm very interested in seeing this. I imagine that the whole film is going to be CGI. I've played a reasonable amount of the games, and I would be interested in watching this film, but it's great to hear that they've got the same writer who does the games to do the film. Next up, the next exciting and anticipated installment in the Batman Arkham series, aka Batman Arkham Origins, will supposedly have a multiplayer mode with more than just the bat swooping out of the Batcave. According to Kotaku, who cited 2 sources, one of the modes will be similar to the first LEGO Batman installment, where you could play as one of many of Batman's evil adversaries and experience their side of the story. However, in this case, the mode will put the players in clown shoes to be part of Joker's gang, or wrestling unitards in Bane's gang to help stop Batman and Robin from doing their heroic deeds. That's very interesting to see how that turns out. It's very difficult to add multiplayer to a game that's been going on for a while that's only had single player. And for some things, it works, but this sounds quite original, so it'd be very interesting to see how it turns out. Next up, it was announced today as Nintendo made its annual year-end fiscal report that Satoru Iwata, the current CEO of Nintendo of Japan, has been appointed the new CEO of Nintendo of America. Reggie, the Reginator, Phil's Ames' role at Nintendo will not change, but he will no longer be under the direction of Tatsumi Kimishima, who is making a move to Japan this summer as the new General Manager of Corporate Analysis and Administration and Manager of General Affairs. With the way Nintendo's been going, I can see this as potentially going to help them a lot. So we all know how good Iwata is, so, you know, throw him into America as well, and sounds good to me. And finally, May 21st is the day when we'll finally get some solid information regarding Microsoft's next Xbox, Major Nelson revealed on his site. The Xbox event, which will be held on Xbox Campus in Redmond, Washington, will be streamed for all to see on Xbox.com and Xbox Live, as well as broadcast on Spike TV at 1 PM ET, 10 AM PT, and 5 PM GMT. On that day, we'll share our vision for Xbox and give you a real taste of the future. Then, 19 days later at the Electronic Entertainment Expo, or E3, in Los Angeles, we'll continue the conversation and showcase our full lineup of blockbuster games. I'm completely PC now, so I'm not interested in consoles anymore, but it will be very, very interesting to see games, such as if they're going to have a new Gears of War, or any kind of new Halo, or anything like that. It's going to be on the new Xbox, and see, you know, how the graphics looks and how it plays and all of that. Now on to this week's reviews. Tony reviewed Terraria on PS3. He gave it a good score of 3.4 with his summary. Terraria is a truly wonderful PC title, and the PS3 version is virtually the same game, with extra content. However, the game suffers when played on a controller, and a few big bugs have jumped on board during the porting process. I think in the same regards to Minecraft moving on to console, it plays really well, looks great and everything, but it's just because it's a port and because the PC version is so far ahead, although this actually has extra content for once, it doesn't quite work. It's not quite as good as the original. And Tony also reviewed Dead Island Riptide on PS3. He gave it an excellent score of 4. With his summary, Dead Island Riptide is like a classic zombie B-movie. a brutal, atmospheric, and intense experience despite the technical shortfalls. Now, the interesting thing is Dead Island came out and it had a lot of controversy around it about bugs and just general gameplay, and I think one of the main things was because of how good the trailer was for it, and then the game came out and the game is good, but it just didn't match up to the trailer. That's it for this week. All articles mentioned in this episode will have a link in the description below. Remember, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or subscribe to the YouTube channel to stay up to date with more gaming news and stuff. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.